Assalamu alaikum. Once again, welcome back to Learning Somali Language by Eduxi. This is the last page that we have left. And last time what we learned that our title was Iska Waran, or How Are You? And we learned some vocabulary, everyday vocabulary, and we did some standard dialogue. We will continue from there. If you want, you can go back on our last lecture about this vocabulary and the standard dialogue. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to the next page in which we're gonna learn. So this is something that we everyday use, Iska Waran, in the lecture of Iska Waran. Note the word warrior. First of all, before we go to the next place, I need to explain to many people who use the word warrior in a different word. Warrior is a standard Somali language, and mostly it's used by people who don't use Somali language every day, but they happen to use as the word warrior when you translate is high or skawaran, I mean something like that. But you don't use this one where you're addressing to female. Okay, this is very important that you do not use this to female. It would be impolite to say to warrior when you're addressing to women. If you know women's name, you use the name to address her in the following format, because it's very important that when you know the woman's name, that you need to use her name. For example, if you know happen to the lady name is Marian, say Marian, how are you? Or Marian Iska Waran. Okay, because you don't say warrior Iska Waran to Marian. Okay, it's a female. It's kind of unpolite when you use this kind of things. So please make sure that you understand that part. The other thing is we need to learn today is A-Y, that means on female and noun, or O-W, it's a male or noun. For example, what we're going to do is we can use those two things, A or O. So when you say Maria May, that's how you use it, A, for example. Fadumay, Fadumo, that's the name. But when you're calling Fadumo, you can say Fadumay, or Muhammado, O-W, okay? Ahmado, when you're using for the O-W, that means for males. Always you use for male. Ahmado, Muhammado, Adano. Those kind of things when you're calling male person. When you're calling female, you use A. Fadumay, Mariamay. Things like that. So those are very important that you know how to use that when you're learning Somali. The examples that we put here are Sagale. So the name is usually Sagal. But when you want to call a lady named Sagal, you say Sagale. You don't say warrior. Okay, the other one Faduma, Fadumai. Muhammad is female, I mean male. Muhammad is a male. So the name Muhammad, when you use it, you use W or W. Muhammado. The other one is Musa, it's male. Muso. So those kind of thing is very important that you need to learn about how to use it. The next thing what we need to know is to form a plural in Somali, you just add A. See, this is very important that when you want to use plural in Somali language, you need to add letter A. Singular word. From the singular, you add A, and then it becomes plural. In the verb ends I, it will change into Y. Okay, before it makes two different actions. So you need to insert it before the A to make it plural. For example, Waran. We learn about the word Waran, for example, right? Iska Waran. So this is you asking one person, Iska Waran, for singular, right? When you want to ask a group of people, what you're going to say is Iska Warama, right? See that? It changed into A, Iska Waran. It was just you added there. This will change N to M, but the most important thing is the plural thing, Iska Warama. So those is the things what you need to learn. For plural, when you just need to add A. Okay, this is very important that you need to know. For example, if you want to say can, what is the word? The can means bring it, right? Can. Okay, you say like Ali can biyaha, for example. Okay, So that means Ali, bring the water. So if you want to say like two people, for example, Ali and Abdi, Kana, see that? It will be Kana. You added A and then becomes what? Plural, right? So now we're using two people. So those are the things that you need to learn. When you're adding the verb, you add the verb into A in order to make it plural. So that's very important that you need to know. The other thing, for another example that we have, tak, that means go, right? For example, if you say go home, if you say Ali, go home, okay? And then if you say, that means tak, that's one person, go. If you say couple of people, taga, that's how you're gonna say A. You're gonna add A, that will be a plural. This is only a singular. So those are very important, that when you're learning the language, that you have to know when you add A or when you don't add A. And the next thing is, this is very common language that we use un, that means eat. So most of you have probably seen un, that means eat, okay? Eat your food. In Somali will be what? Una, your food. For example, una, when you say that means you, this you will become plural, right? If it's singular, what will be? Just say una. It will be just un. If it's plural, it will be una. So that's another way that you know, or when do you need to use. Now this one is, it ends an I, Joji, that means stop, right? Joji, Gariga. That's for singular person, stop the car, right? Stop the car. That means only one, singular. If you want to use plural, what do you say? Georgia. Georgia. That means I, it changed to Y. And then A was the one that says plural. So that means plural. It will be Georgia Gariga. Georgia Gariga. That means you talking to people, couple of people you're talking to, that is plural. So that's how you change the word from I to YA. Okay, so this is very important again, that you need to learn when to use that. The next, asking the question. It's very important that when you're asking the person a question, that you need to learn how to ask the question. And we're gonna take this example for a pause in order to upload to YouTube. We cannot upload for long, so this will be our next lesson for how to ask a question.